I didn't even plug my damn mic in there. I didn't even plug my mic up yet. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. All right. It's your boy E2 Blue in the building, baby. What it do? What it do? I'm gonna let some people get in here before I get started tonight. Let them roll, let them roll, let them roll in, let them roll in. Anybody in here yet? Let me know in the chat box if you're in here. If you're in here. And if you can hear me, because I want to make sure my sound is good too. Oh, wait a minute. Let me there's much. Who we got up in here tonight? What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Shoe Monster says this is gonna be a good one. Glad Garrett is gone. That is always the notion. We always you ain't the only one that feels that way. Jackie, what's going on, Miss Jackie? Hello, what's going on? Yes, I am doing okay. Hope you're doing well, good as well, Miss Jackie. Prayers up always. What's going on, bro? Jake from State Farm. You ain't been in here in a minute. What's going on? I saw you comment on my last video though. But what's going on, man? What it do? What it do? Carlos Rivas, 1973. What's going on? Mr. Perez, what it do? Clutch. How do I feel about the Dalton signing? The Dalton signing? Well, he's a very good backup. I should say that. We got one of the best backups in the league. Let's put it that way. A lot of people down Andy Dalton's career, but you know what? I blame a lot of that on his the team in general. You look how bad the Bengals were for years, man. Like I just don't think Andy was that bad. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just need to go somewhere else. You've been somewhere your whole career, and you just go through the rigmarole of doing the same thing day in, day out, and nothing changes. Sometimes a fresh start for a player works, and it works good for Andy Dalton because even if he doesn't play a snap in a regular season game for the Dallas Cowboys, because we know Dak Prescott is a healthy individual. So say if like he never plays, he can go to another team the next season because he's fresh. He's refreshed. He's been to another team. America's team is the spotlight. So everybody sees the Dallas Cowboys. So, he can go to another team and then he can get a starting job like that. That's probably what he's thinking. And also, too, him coming back to Texas, where he's from, it's a homecoming for him. So it's everything for him is A1. He's getting decent money. He's coming back to Texas. He's coming to a team that gets the spotlight and a team that, has somewhat more success than the Bengals had. Granted, we haven't won a Super Bowl, but still, we've definitely have done some things. Edward, what it do, man? You were driving? Okay, I see you. Welcome in there. Eric Ramirez, what it do? Starting your night shift work in South Texas. Hey, at least you're working, because a lot of people are not working right now with this COVID-19. So, it's a blessing to be working. It really is. Anita, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome in. Haven't seen you in a while. What you think about the defense backfield being taller this year? It definitely helps because you're going to be playing again, and I'm going to go through the teams as well, but you're going to see a lot of teams that we play against with really good and tall wide receivers. So you want those guys to be able to go up to the 50-50 ball. See, it's one thing to play a guy head on, but it's another thing to be able to jump with a guy. You know what I mean? So, that's the reason why we have Byron Jones, because, he can jump high. He had the Guinness World Record for the combine for the high jump. So You know, you want a guy that can jump out of the stadium. So that's what you want. Cajun Cowboy, what it do, brother? I was just talking to about you the other day with somebody. I was like, yeah, I got one of these subscribers, man, down there in Louisiana, man. I told him, I was like, when I come down there, man, we'll go down there and see what Louisiana has to offer for your boy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but always good fun, Cajun. Always good fun, brother. Ms. Jackson said, there's nothing to feel about it. He is not here to replace Dak. Get that through your head. Yep, that's it. Yep. You heard it here first, guys. We are making Super Bowl caliber moves. Yes. I talked about that in my last video, in my Cameron Irving video, and I said that I was talking about not only him, but the free agents that we got in the offseason. You can see the shift in the changes that we're doing right now. Oh, yeah, Jake. Yeah, his comments were, yeah, much respect for Dak Prescott. You can see the shift in the team, going away from the Jason Garrett era, coming into the Mike McCarthy era, the Mike Nolan era. And again, you guys remember our special teams unit was trash for years. You know what I mean? Like, we were dead last in the league in special teams. And you got Keith O'Quinn out there just like when you look at Keith O'Quinn, he looks like a coach that's going to coach hard. You look like a guy that can know what he's doing. But then you see what they were doing, and you're like, we don't make no changes and no adjustments. And then we get John Fossil, and I'm like, wow. It's a lot of things that happen this offseason. I feel like this offseason has been forever. Don't you feel like it's been forever? I just feel like we've made so many moves, and it's like, can we just play some football? Because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, y'all. Nah, he ain't going nowhere. Tyrone Ely, what's going on, bro? You're new to my broadcast. You love it. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Hey, it's just the beginning. Well, for you anyway, it's just the beginning. But, you know, keep viewing, watch more of them. And you can also go back and watch my old ones, too, because I did the draft as well. So, Jet D, what it do, brother? Shout out to Jet D in the building. Jet D, how's Aguilar doing? Is that his name? You got your hours cut. So gotta make the best of it. We doing signings. Yeah, look, you know, we all look with this COVID-19, we gotta stick together, y'all. We gotta keep the positivity. We gotta stay together and take some shots, man. Because you know, get that edge off. Just get the edge off. You said enough talking. Time to make the NFC Championship. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, it's gonna be an interesting season if we have it. You look at it like this. Now, I've talked about it before. Like, as I go into this schedule, and the schedule, I'm kind of liking it. We got a Week 10 bye. I'm glad to have a later bye because somebody leaked. And I know some of you guys on Twitter probably seen that too. Somebody leaked the Cowboys schedule earlier, but it wasn't accurate. So I definitely didn't. I'm glad I didn't do a video based off of that because that schedule was completely wrong. Completely wrong. It had us playing against the Giants Week 1. And I'm like, you always expect us to play the Giants Week 1 because we've been doing that damn near 4 years straight, it seems like. But that's not the situation. So but as I go through this schedule, though, understand that like going into this year, this division is going to look totally different. You have 3 teams in the division that have new coaches, new coaching staffs, new regimes. The Eagles are the only ones in the division that are pretty much staying the same. They're just moving different pieces around. I heard they were trying to get rid of Alshon Jeffrey and trade him, but that didn't happen. I didn't hear anything about any trades with him. So I don't pay too much attention to what they're doing on their roster as far as, you know, that goes. But I probably should because it's the offseason. Yeah, Edward, you definitely got to have that mask on driving closer. Man, shout out to you. Shout out to all the other truck drivers out there. Mr. Truckee, I know he's probably not in the chat right now, but shout out to Mr. Truckee. You know, he used to be in the chat a lot. He'd be on the road a lot as well. So I hope he's doing okay. I haven't heard from him in a while, but I hope everybody's doing well. Um, Jimmy Turner, what's going on, man? You see 12-4? Hey, look, let me tell you something. You know, you might have something there. Now, I try to stay away from like guessing the numbers because you see where that gets us every year, right? But like I was telling my coworker earlier today, this morning, that like that mindset that we were in, y'all seen them t-shirts that said I survived the Jason Garrett era. Well, this is a new era. This is a new regime. So coming into this new regime, everything is different. You guys have seen it. You've seen it. We drafted different. Our free agent signings have been different. We've gotten rid of players that, hey, some of us wanted to keep, right? No more of the days of the smaller defensive tackles. It's more of the big fat boys in the middle. You know what I mean? Like you want that beef up in the middle. You went and got Gerald McCoy. You went and got Don Terry Poe. You went and got Ha Clinton Dix. Do you realize, guys, that we have six former first-round draft picks just off of the off-season signings, guys, for cheap deals? All of them have cheap deals or deals that are Cowboy-friendly, I should say, team-friendly deals. So when we look at this whole narrative of what we were doing before as opposed to what's going on right now, oh, it's a hell of a lot different. And when you look at the day-to-day things and you're like, okay, Will McClay is probably the happiest out of everybody right now because he even said himself in an interview that I love the fact that Mike McCarthy came in here with the notion of I want to draft my players or I want to get my players based off of their talent, not off of the scheme, because we can fit the guys into what we're doing, but we want to fit what we're doing into those guys. So I love that. I love that. And I just had to give that a clap. You know what I'm saying? Me and Big Game James was talking about that as well the last time I was on his channel. Shout out to him too. I know he did a live stream today too. But yeah, so you got to look at the whole situation. And this is going to be a different team. Like these talking heads, when I hear them talking, obviously they don't pay attention to what's going on right now because they're still in the mindset of Jason Garrett. They're still going by what we've done in the past. No more. You can let me tell you something. Take this book, right? Rip it up. Because what we did in the last decade, none of it matters in 2020. None of it matters, guys. And you know, we talk about like who's gonna do what, and even with the whole Dak Prescott thing, just real quick, like he's gonna get his money, right? It's not a matter of he's a black quarterback, he's not getting his just due. It's not like they think that he's not good or they second guess him. It's really simple, and you would think that it would be done quicker. But think about it like this. When a young player has an agent, right? It's just like when you have a lawyer, you're in court, right? You pay your lawyer to do your lawyer's job. You don't step in at all. You do what your lawyer tells you to do. It's the same thing with these young guys and these agents, right? Only veteran players that kind of know the game, well, maybe like Richard Sherman, he conducted his own deal. He didn't even have, he fired his agent. But for a young guy like Dak that don't know about money and especially dealing with millions of dollars, and you got to realize too, Dak was a 4th round draft pick. So he doesn't see himself as like a big guy like Ezekiel Elliott, like somebody that like, because he wasn't a 1st round draft pick. So he still sees himself, and he has to get out of that mindset too. He still sees himself as just one of the guys. Dak Prescott is no longer one of the guys. He has to understand this as well for himself, and this is what his agent is telling him. No, you're the man now. You are the leader of this team, so it's time for you to think and act as such. So by that, his agent is telling him, we are going to give you what you deserve, the money that you deserve. And it's not about 40, 50, 25, 35 million. It wasn't about that number because that number, they came to the same consensus. It was more so on the years. Jerry Jones and the Jones family wants to have him 5 to 6 years. He wants, well, his agent wants 3 to 4 years. So that's That's where the initial impasse comes from. That between that 4 and 5 year situation. So, as I digress, Dak Prescott ain't said out of his mouth at all, blah, 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 blah. If you listen to what he said in his interviews, he said, oh, I love this team, a Dallas Cowboy, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about. When have you ever seen Dak Prescott be selfish? So you already know that this is the agent's doing. It's the same thing with D-Law. You know what I'm saying? So stop with the whole just making up stuff on top of your head because it don't make sense. It's just negative Nancy. That's all it is. Now, I'm tired of hearing people say what Dak Prescott is worth, because as a grown-ass man, you're not going to tell me what I'm worth. You're not going to tell me that, because I'm not going to come to your job, and you bet not come to my job talking to my boss telling him what the hell I'm worth, because it doesn't work like that. You have to – whatever he get is what he get. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there is a thing called business side of football and market value. If the market says no less than 34, 35, well, he ain't getting less than 35. So that's what it is. Whether you personally believe he thinks it not, your opinion don't freaking matter. It's about what he's going to do now and in the future. And they got to do it now, because he ain't going to do nothing but get better, because this offense is going to be better. They're going to a West Coast offense. It fits Dak Prescott's the way he plays so well. Mike McCarthy, part of the reason why Mike McCarthy chose this team is because of the fact that he saw a young quarterback in Dak Prescott. He saw a young running back in Ezekiel Elliott. And he looked at both of these young guys and said, this is the future that I'm trying to mold right now. So as he looks at these two young guys, he's like, I didn't have this in Green Bay. I didn't have a running back like this. Not only does he have one, but he got two. He got Tony Pollard. He's got two guys that are still in their prime. And Ezekiel Elliott, like, I know running back's life shelf is different, but I think that the way that this team is going to be constructed, Zeke is probably going to have a longer career now, because, yes, they're going to run him, but they're going to do it smart. And they're going to do it in a way that's going to be less affected, hurting his body. So I'm off my pedestal. I just wanted to speak on that real quick. Yeah, and that's what it is. So, oh yeah, and then we talk about him being a 4th-round draft pick. You look at all of the quarterbacks that got picked before him, most of them ain't even in the league no more. How about that? Hey, brethren, I knew you was gonna do that, but well, when I get to game 2, I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna get back to you, brethren. You just hold that right there, sir. Anyway, so as we look at the schedule, and like I said, I looked over it before I even set up my live stream. I just wanted you guys to I wanted to come in. Eddie, what up, bro? What up, Eddie? I just wanted to just I had to diagnose the schedule before I actually started my live stream, because I sat here and looked at it, and I just thought about numbers and things of that nature. So here we go. So as you know, we're going to have 5 preseason games this year, because we are playing in the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio, and that's going to be August 6th. August 6th is 3 days after my birthday, because my birthday is August 3rd. Normally, like, the Dallas Cowboys are always in training camp on my birthday. I've never gotten a chance to go to training camp. Looks like I won't be able to go this year either, because if COVID is still around, ain't nobody traveling nowhere. So I'm wondering how this is going to how this schedule is going to change, if anything, because, again, we're going to have a shortened offseason anyway. We don't know when they're going to come back and actually go to the facility and be able to do these things. Because, again, July, you talk about OTAs, mini camp. Probably ain't going to be no mini camp. It's probably going to be straight training camp. They're just going to go. You know what I'm saying? So so we have the Hall of Fame game against Pittsburgh in Canton, Ohio. And the preseason games are to be determined right now, because, like I said, because of COVID-19. For technically our first preseason game, which is technically our second, we play LA Rams at the LA Rams, which the LA Chargers. All these LA teams. Golly. So we play the LA Chargers. Now, they share the same stadium with the Rams now, so that's going to be interesting. So we get to go to that Yeah, we get to go to that new stadium twice in a month's time, twice. The NFL said the first wave will be May 18th. Okay. So, like I said, if they do that where they start, laxing on the quarantine and they're letting them do things, then hopefully that'll help. So I'm talking about preseason, Zach. I'm not in regular season yet. So I'm still talking about preseason. So yeah, so LA Chargers, and then we come back home, and then we play against the Baltimore Ravens in the preseason game at home. Then we play Kansas City the week after that at home. And then we travel right down the road to Houston to play those Texans. And I know Eastside Herald is excited about that one. Playing in Houston. So that's our 5 preseason games. Now, as we go into the season, now we know the Cowboys always have a lot of primetime games. As of right now, we have 5 primetime games for the season. Now, this is going to change at some point, because you all already know a lot of the Dallas Cowboys games flex. They flex sometimes, so it's not going to be an issue. They're probably going to have even more primetime games because we play Thanksgiving every year. You said time to get these guys back to work. Yes, sir, Eddie. Yes, sir. Definitely, and I'm looking forward to every bit of it, bro. You said you love the schedule. Yeah, I'm loving it too. Like I said, I looked through it already. So week 1, we got the LA Rams, September 13th at 7:20 p.m. And all these are Central Time because Dallas Cowboys. For me, it's going to be 8:20. Now, the LA Rams. Now they lost a lot of players, right? They don't have Todd Gurley anymore. Do they still have Michael Brockers? Did they still got Brockers? I need to go look at their roster. Said the Cowboys have an easier schedule than the Eagles. Yeah, that's because the Eagles went to the playoffs. That's normally how it works. You said 11-5 at minimum, but looking more like 12-4. I could roll with that. Yeah, the Rams don't seem to be the Rams of before. Hell, we got the old special teams coordinator, so I know they're mad about that. Thank you, Rams. I don't like their new logo though. I'm not feeling this new logo. I was sitting here looking at it on my phone. I'm not really feeling the new logo, guys. I'm not feeling it. It's kind of like the logo to me is like something you just put on a t-shirt. Like you said, the logo is trash. I look at the logo and I'm like, it's real cartoony. You know what I mean? Normally I'm with the silly stuff because y'all know I'm silly as hell. Y'all know I'm silly as hell. But I look at that logo and I'm like, I don't know about that. So week 2 versus Brethren, the Falcons. I know you couldn't wait for that. I know you couldn't wait on that. Oh, Eddie, you said any word on Alden Smith and Randy Gregory? Not yet. Gary Hawkins, what's going on, man? Yeah, the Chargers too. It's like they both changed their logos and their uniforms and all that because they got a new stadium and everything's gonna be great and whatever. Yeah, no word yet. Jake and Eddie. Yeah, so Brethren with the shades. We're playing against the Brethren's Atlanta Falcons week 2 at home. That's September 20th at 12 p.m. Central Time, 1 o'clock for me. Now, let's hear what Brethren has to say. I want to know your opinion since you're a Falcon fan, sir. I want to know what you think. You let me know in the chat right now. What you thinking about what do you feel? First of all, I don't want to hear about what you think about us. I want to know what you feel about your Falcons right now. That's what I want. That's what I want to know. Let me know, Brethren. What do you think about your Atlanta Falcons and Mr. Matty Ice and your Julio Jones and your Calvin Ridleys? What you gonna do? What y'all gonna do? You said you wish we would change uniforms and helmet. Miss Jackie, you know that we're so traditional. Like, Now they might come with a different color scheme. They might do that, but and I think the Cowboys can. They don't have to change the uniforms. They can change. They can have alternate uniforms, like different colors. Like I've seen some such creative people. What's going on, Trent Mache? What's going on, brother? You said who's gonna be covering Julio Jones? I'm gonna get to that. We got some guys to cover him. No, the Falcons cannot win the big one. They have not, and we haven't either. So we can't really talk either. You said Falcons gonna catch a body, more than likely. He said 34-7 win over the Cowboys. Ain't no win. You said you hate them ugly sea green pants. You talking about the Seahawks? So this is the thing. Like with the Cowboys, I've seen creative guys on these designers and these graphic designers and stuff. Very talented with the way that they Photoshop and do things. And I saw some people do some concept art on different colors that the Cowboys can use. Like, we have like the navy blue, the white, the gray, well, the silver. It's like silver, dark gray or whatever. So they can do like a pewter, because pewter is kind of like the silver color that they use. So they can like use like a pewter uniform, like a straight pewter uniform with like the navy blue, with the navy blue. Oh my God! And then the white star. Oh my God! And you put that white star on that pewter, it just make it pop. Now I'm all with changing the different colors of the uniform and just having like an alternate, because you get sick of seeing just the navy blue and the white uniforms all day. It's like, let's just do something different. I know they got the color rush, but the color rush is just all white. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want a color rush that's all pewter. Give me a pewter color rush with some navy blue accents, some white and navy blue accents. Give me that. That's what I want. And then you got a nerve to put a double black stripe down the side of the pants. Let me know what y'all think about that. I think that would be hit. The Cowboys when we wear the white jersey. Like, yeah, you see the white jersey. That's why I never buy the white jersey. I never wear it. It's just so, I'm just tired of it. I'm just, no, I do not see a quarterback controversy. Not at all. Dalton Schultz is here to be a backup, and that's it. There's no controversy. They basically signed him. They wanted a veteran backup. They wanted something to say if Dak is not playing or something happens, if he holds out or if he gets injured, they have a guy that could come in there and get the job done. That's what they were looking for. They don't know, like this coaching staff didn't know what Cooper Rush could do. That's why they got rid of him. That's why they got Ben DiNucci. That's why I don't know why they just get rid of Clayton Thorson. I don't know what they see in Clayton Thorson, but whatever. We'll see. Dak has to sign his contract. 8 million. Make more money off the field. We should fire his agent. Yeah, well, see, that whole money off the field thing, I don't calculate that in any player's category. I just think that, like, that money off the field thing is an excuse. Look at it like this. I'm going to put it to you like this. If you work a regular full-time job, right, and you do Lyft, you drive Lyft on the side, or you do Uber Eats, or you do Instacart on the side, and you're making money on the side, right? Do you think your job is fair if they knew you were doing that? Do you think it's fair for them to cut your money from your regular job just because you made this extra money on the side? I'll wait. Because if you don't think that's fair, it's the same situation with Dak. Just because Dak Prescott is making money on the side and endorsements, that ain't got nothing to do with what he's making on his full-time job. It's the same thing with us. If I'm working a full-time job and I'm driving Lyft on the side, I wish a job would try to tell me, oh, we're going to cut your hours a little bit. We're going to cut your pay because you're making extra money on the side. No, it doesn't work like that. Some of you guys have to understand that, like, you got to put football, when it comes to the business side, like everyday life, because that's what it is. Don't use these guys' endorsements as an excuse to be like they can get paid less by a team. It doesn't work like that. It don't work like that. Hey, Tamira, what it do? Yeah, let them know. Let them know, girl. You said the 70s blue navy. I think the Craig Morton, that was a nice job. Yeah. Yeah. Do a little bit of throwback. My favorite throwbacks is the white helmets with the solid navy blue star. Oh my God. I love those. I love those. Anita, I do, but they don't be hearing me though. They don't hear me though. Virgil, you said Todd Gurley, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst, Dante Fowler, Grady Jarrett. Oh, y'all got some people. Y'all got some. But it ain't. You really think that it's going to be 34-3? Sir, you are smoking something illegal right now because there's no way in this God green earth that score is going to be possible. Do you see what we got going on over here? Have you been paying attention to what we – I know you've been paying attention, brethren. I know you're my Jamaican brother, but check this out. Understand what I'm telling you right now, all right? Y'all ain't see what we doing over here. Our team has totally changed. You guys got pieces here and there. Don't think that we ain't got something for that ass. Understand. Understand that. Dak has the same age as a few players, one being Tannehill. Agent did well. Start talking about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Cowboys execution in the building. Dave Moore, what up, bro? Yeah. So Brudge, I'm gonna let you stay on your little high horse for a minute. I'm gonna let you have that. But yeah. It ain't even gonna be 13-3, even if Dak don't play, because that's the reason why they got Dalton. Because if for whatever reason Dak doesn't play, which I doubt, Dak's gonna play. So let's not even talk about that. That's just stupid. We're not those same Cowboys we overhauled to. Yes, sir. We're not. Derek Clegg, what's going on? So we're gonna let you fantasize, Mr. Brethren. We're gonna let you fantasize about beating us 34-3. Woo! That's funny. So week 3, we're at Seattle. Oh my God. Oh, the Link. CenturyLink Stadium. I hate playing at CenturyLink, but we can beat the Seahawks, right? We've done it many times. Now, it's hard playing at that stadium because they got that sound deafening. They got the way the thing angles up at the top, so when the sound comes up, it bounces right back down into the stadium, so everybody can hear what's going on. But that's not going to be a hard game to do. Definitely a challenge playing in that stadium with the noise, but if we can get over that noise, we'll be fine. Zeke needs to get his breakaway speed back. Yeah, he hasn't really gotten to a groove, though. Eric, of course they're going to keep talking about that because he got drafted to the Cowboys. So, they just want something to talk about. Him taking his phone away from his girlfriend was – I don't know why we're still talking about that. That's the dumbest thing in the world. Yeah, it happened. Get over it. The draft was how long ago at this point now? You just kind of just stop. Like, who cares? Do you know so many other things happen in the background of players getting drafted, like their girlfriends hanging on to them and stuff like that, and their mamas yanking them off. Like, nobody talk about that. Those players, because they didn't get drafted to the Cowboys, they ain't talking about that. But because he's going to the Cowboys, they're going to talk about it. Like, I just think it's just really stupid. Like, who cares? First of all, that said girlfriend won't be there by the time he gets his contract, so it doesn't matter. She's going to be bye-bye. They don't normally stay with those girls anyway. Those are the girls that were there at college. Unless they're married to him, they don't stick around. And hell, Russell Wilson was married to his girl when he got drafted, and he got rid of her too because she slept with Golden Tate. But it is what it is. It is what it is. William Taylor, I'm good. How you doing? Archie Junker, what's going on? Like Archie Bunker, I like that. I like that. Eddie B said, "Who cares?" Jake from State Farm, thanks for the $5 super chat, bro. Appreciate you. Kirk Cousins made a good point today. Encouraging Dak and that franchise tag is a good thing. Should Dak sign it? Yes, he definitely should sign it. But I want to get him. I want to get him. I want to get him that contract. That's what I want. I would rather him have the contract because if he plays on that franchise tag this year and he plays well, that 38 mil that you were going to pay him now goes up to 42, 43. And when Pat Mahomes gets his money, that market is going to go up. So it would behoove them to pay him right now. Eddie, no, not. I know he's married to Sierra right now. He was actually married to another girl before Sierra that cheated on him with his teammate at the time, Golden Tate. That's why he divorced her, and now he's with Sierra. You probably didn't know that, though. Cowboys players have a target on their back. They always do. The sea chickens. See, here's the thing about that, Archie. You don't need him to necessarily be. Her name was Ashley. Yeah, I didn't know her name because it was so long ago at this point. Yeah, Zeke doesn't necessarily need to be the bell cow no more because the way that we're running this offense with all of those dynamic receivers, you can actually take CeeDee Lamb on some jet sweeps and you can do some things with him as well. They're going to use Jameis Olawale in the offense because they're finally going to use the fullback that they have because Jason Garrett didn't know how to do that, which don't make sense to me because Jason Garrett's playbook is based off of having a fullback, but you don't use the fullback like 14% of the time. It's just stupid, but whatever. But yeah, you got Tony Pollard back there. You got Jameis Olawale. You have all these great wide receivers on this team now. You got some things to do. Zeke ain't got to be a bell cow. Zeke is going to get his runs, but he doesn't have to be that guy that they're going to run it up the gut every 5 seconds. It ain't got to be like that. How about Earl Thomas chick? So this is the thing about that Earl Thomas. I'm glad you brought that. I was going to wait till at the end to talk about it, but forget it. I'll talk about it now. Just real quick. I know, but we got time. It's only 37 minutes in. We got time. But the Earl Thomas thing, like, you know, you saw like that hit headlines, right? See how long that stays in the headlines. Earl Thomas's wife tracked his phone at an Airbnb. He was there with 2 other chicks and his brother, butt naked in the bed. And she came in there with the Glock, with the Beretta. She came in there with the Beretta and was like, Shh, I got something for all y'all hoes. She came in there, guns a-blazing. She says that she was trying to scare him, but, you know, he was upset because he was like, oh, this wasn't nobody's business. Yeah, she gangster as hell. You know, look, what they say, a black woman scorned. Woo, boy. Yeah. You said some Tyler Perry stuff. Yeah. But it's the thing, like, you know, when he had to go out and talk to the media about it, he was just like, bro, it wasn't nobody's business. I mean, it's really nobody's business. It's really none of our business. I don't care to know about it. That's their business. That's their family stuff. Now, as long as nobody got hurt, that's a good thing. But, you know, it is what it is. Lessons learned, you know, you learn from your mistakes and keep moving. But I just, you know, when I heard the story, I was like, okay, that's fine. Let's hope that this doesn't be in the news. Imagine if Earl Thomas was on the Dallas Cowboys, though. Imagine if Earl Thomas was a Dallas Cowboy. How long do you think that this would be going on in the news if Earl Thomas was a Dallas Cowboy? Tell me right now. You said Earl Thomas was supposed to be social distancing. You know what's funny? Oh, no, he said it. No, Anita, he said he was doing essential work. He was essential. You said it would have been released as soon as it happened, yeah, it would have. If he was a Dallas Cowboy, this would have blew up way more than what it did. It would have been on the front of NFL. It'd have been on newspaper, digital media, all over the place. Ian Rappaport would have had like 100 daggone different storylines behind what happened with Earl Thomas if he was a Dallas Cowboy. I'm just saying. I mean, it would have been. Yeah, I would have had to do a whole live stream just based off of that because of the simple fact that would have been in the news. We you know what? You know what would have happened? We wouldn't even have known that Cameron Irving got signed by the Cowboys if Earl Thomas was a Cowboy because it would have just overshadowed anything that the Cowboys were doing business-wise. That's just not a good look. Stevie Mack, what it do, brother? Shannon and Skip still be talking about it. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. First things first. What's that other show? With Jabba the Hutt. Like, he'll be talking about it. Like, come on now. Like, these guys are being hit. Yeah, CNN. It'd be all over the place. I'm in Maryland, right? It'd be local news here. Well, technically, because he's a Baltimore Raven, it'd definitely be local news here. But it'd be local news here. It'd be definitely local news in Texas because he now lives in Austin, Texas. So it'd be all over the place. So first, speak for yourself. Yeah. First take, speak for yourself. All that. All of them. Undisputed everything. It would be like Waco in this house right now. And I hear you, Archie. I hear you. All right. So moving along. Oh, yeah, that Seahawks game is at 3:25 Central Time. So week 4, we're playing against the Cleveland Browns. That's an interesting game. That's an interesting game. Cleveland Browns, Sunday, October 4th, 12 p.m. Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. Now, Jake, you said you live in Texas, you out? Yeah, Miss Jackie, I hate Speak for Itself. They be talking nonsense on there. I'll be sitting there. I'll be at work, right, and I'll be working on something, and I'll hear it in my headphones, and I'll just yell out, "What? Who says that?" Like I'd be having to cut it off. But yeah, you said interestingly easy. You stupid. Yeah, the Cleveland Browns. That's gonna be yeah. W. Cowboys better have those helmets on nice and tight against the Browns. Oh yeah, Stevie Mack. Because you talk about Myles Garrett. Woo, boy. Yeah, Miss Jackie, it is pure trash. Yeah, Jason Whitlock, man, he's. I think he gets paid to just be an idiot. And week 5, we have our first division rival game against the New York Giants, Sunday, October 11th, 3:25 p.m. Central, 4:25 Eastern. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So week 5, right? Well, yeah, Eddie, he definitely knows that. You know, that's how they get their money. That's how they get their money. She just had proof that he was cheating, so she had half his earnings, and now she would get child support and alimony. Yeah, so he don't want none of those problems. He don't want none of those problems. That's why he was like, "Look, we're good. I'm back with the kids and the family. We're good. No need for me to get cut from the team. I need to get that bag, get these coins." You know. I'll go over that at the end, Jake, and I'll get all of your inputs when I finish. Yeah, back to back to well, no, not after week 5 though, because we play the Cardinals after that. But yeah, the New York Giants game is going to be interesting because that's the first time we get to see Jason Garrett on the opposite side of the team. And guess what, guys? That's going to be a home game. That first New York Giants game is going to be a home game. So it's going to be Jason Garrett coming back to the Dallas Cowboys as a New York Giant coach. Well, offensive coordinator, but on the coaching staff. That's going to be interesting. That's why I said that game is going to be interesting, because I want to see – I'm definitely wanting to see how that's going to play out. Like, Jason Garrett's going to walk up in there, "Hi, guys." He's going to walk into the wrong area because he's so used to being the coach of the Cowboys. He's going to walk into the wrong – "Hello, guys." He's like, Jason, you over there. Oh, my bad. Edwin Singleton, thank you for the super chat, bro. What's up, you two? Saginaw, Michigan in the house. That's what's up, bro. You from Jeff Heath's area. I'm not feeling this Andy Dalton garbage. He's a Cooper Rush. I can't agree with that. I think Andy Dalton is a much better Cooper Rush. I mean, he's had some success. He wasn't complete garbage. You also have to understand that, like, the Bengals were not a good organization as a whole for years. So I can't put that all on Andy Dalton. But he's definitely a good backup, though. He's better than any of the backups that we had on the team. You think that Jerry does something special for Garrett? More than likely. He might put on the little Jumbotron. "Welcome back, Jason Garrett," and they're just gonna have hand clapping in the screen, something like that. It's something like that. Jake, you stupid. Stupid Jake. That's why I love you, though. Week 6, we're playing against the Arizona Cardinals, which is also a home game. And we got 3 straight home games. That means we're going to have a lot of away games towards the end of the season. Why would Earl be butt naked in the same bed with his bro getting freaky? Hey, man, it'd be like that sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying. If he comfortable with his brother being butt naked, doing his thing with the women, I don't know. I don't know. Brethren, we'll talk about that close to the season, but I'm not doing that, though. I won't be in this house by the time the season comes. I just got an offer on the house today, so I'll probably be out of here by the beginning of next month anyway. So I don't know where I'll be, but whatever. But we'll talk about that towards that time. But I don't think I'm gonna put a flag up there. That's a little much, but that's a little much. He's much above Cooper Rush. You'll see, though. Oh, I hear all of Law Nation stuff. I support Law Nation 100%. I've heard and read all of his videos. But like I said, we all have our particular opinions on things. So it's just, they don't. Arizona Cardinals. So I don't know what to think about them right now. But they got Hopkins, though. So this is the thing. Arizona, we know, is going to probably be a little better this year. Kyler Murray got some weapons out there now, and I know that Larry Fitzgerald is happy too, because he's got guys to complement him on that offense now. So this is going to be an interesting year. So week 7, we're playing here, 15 minutes away from my house, Redskins Stadium, the Dumpster Fire, Sunday, October 25th, 12 p.m., 1 o'clock Eastern. So it'll be basically a 1 o'clock game because it's here in the DMV. Redskins, those are one of those teams, like I said, like the Cowboys, that have a new coaching staff. So they can be hit or miss. They can literally go from if they play their cards right, they got to figure out their offense stuff, because they got some offensive linemen in the draft. Who's going to start at quarterback? Is it going to be Dwayne Haskins? I mean, who is it going to be? We don't know. We don't know. All the way from Japan, what's going on, man? Los? Then we play Philly back-to-back division games. Yes. Yeah, that was the back-to-back you were talking about, week 7 and week 8. So, yeah, week 8, we go to the Nova Care Center. Make it financial. Eagles, Sunday, November 1st, 7:20 Eastern, 8:20 East, Central, 8:20 Eastern. Now, I can't stand the Eagles. I don't like going to their stadium. I feel like when I go there, I got to be strapped. Because let me tell you something. These Eagle fans, woo, Jesus, Lord have mercy. You got to have some drinks in you when you go up there. You got to make sure that, like, you're in the right frame of mind when you go up there because you might not come home because you didn't got into an altercation with one of these guys. And, Eagles they'll jump you. You know what I mean? So, like, you better make sure when you go up there, you got a bunch of Cowboy fans around you. So if something go down, if it's a big fight or a brawl that breaks out, you better make sure that all the Cowboy fans are there. And not just any Cowboy fan, but a Cowboy fan is ride or die. It's going to be like, oh, we're going to fight through this. We ain't about to get punked by these Eagles. We don't do that. We don't get punked. We step on the dirty birds. You feel me? Is Smith the quarterback for Washington trying to return? He's trying to return, but I don't know. He need to just retire, in my opinion. Because after having a leg injury like that and trying to come back and play a rigorous sport like football, those two things don't mix. It's like oil and water. You never mix that. You don't put that together. You said that's why you got to be near Okoye if things go down. Shoot, you could be near me too. I don't play no games. One thing about me, I don't play no disrespect, and I fear no man. I don't care who you are. If you disrespect me, you going down. That's just how I feel about it. I'm the nicest person in the world, y'all. I am. But one thing I don't do is disrespect. You can talk about my team all day. I don't get paid by Dallas Cowboys. I'm not fighting over the team. If I fight over something, it's because you disrespected me personally. Like, I'm not fighting over the Dallas Cowboys. I don't get paid by them. I don't have any stock in this team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fan, but you can say what you want. Now, if we have an intelligent conversation and we converse about the team, then all day. But I'm not about to fight over the team. But as soon as you put your hands on me, that's a different story. Do like I do. We go every year like 25 deep. That's how you got to do it, Derek. What's going on, Sheila? And they call them brotherly love. Right? Ain't nothing brotherly loving. Eric, you hit the nail on the head, bro. Ain't nobody loving nothing up in Philly. It's a bunch of hate. Come on, we're talking about the same fans that was licking poles and eating dog poop when they won the Super Bowl. Come on. Jake, you already know, bro. Come on, bro. But yeah, you definitely want Okoye on your team too, because that shout out to Okoye, Okoye don't play. DMV Dallas Cowboys, what's going on, brother? You said we have a tough schedule. Oh, you think our schedule's tough? Who's hyping Cooper Rush? I missed that. DMV is John Gardner. You know John. YouTuber. Oh, you already know, Dave. And no games are played here, sir. You said lots of sleeper games in there. What games are you looking at DMV that are sleeper? Yeah, the Cardinals game might be a sleeper too. Because remember, they got DeAndre Hopkins too. Darian, what's going on? So week 9, we're versus the Steelers. That's Sunday, November 8th, 3:25 Central, 4:25 Eastern. Now, is Ben Roethlisberger going to be – is he coming back and playing? Like, You know, what are they doing with Juju Smith-Schuster? Hold on. Hello, sir.
What's up, man? I figured it would be easier to call in.
Okay. All right. Well, you're live with E2 Blue.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I think you talked about it a little bit not too long ago. The Cardinals game is definitely a sleeper. Definitely. I think the Rams, we should be okay with that one. Seattle will be a tough one. I mean, you know, and our minds will probably favor, but going there it's gonna be a little tough.
Seattle's going to be tough mainly because of where they're playing it. They're playing it at their stadium. You already know how hard it is to play at CenturyLink Stadium.
Absolutely. So that right there. Let's see, the way that they stack up, like, I mean, people can look at how they want at Pittsburgh. That's going to be a tough one. That's a rivalry game. Even though they weren't as tough as they were last year, had a lot to do with injury. They're going to come back. They're going to be a better football team.
Yeah. I feel you, Edwin. Definitely feel you on that one. Mario Sanchez, what do you do? What do you think about the Steelers?
I think the Steelers are going to be tougher because, for one, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know if Ben is going to go down with another injury, but that's really why they weren't good last year.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the quarterback play. So you add Ben back to that team, and that's a good team. And they're going to have, like, their defense has gotten much better since they added Fitzpatrick to the mix. So if you add solid quarterback play, and Pittsburgh actually played much better than they should have last year. They almost made the playoffs with that roster as is, without a quarterback. So, I mean, whatever you think about Ben is still playing at a high level, and he comes back, that Pittsburgh team is tough. So that's one right there. Vikings is always a tough one for us.
They still can't stop our run game. The Steelers is what I'm talking about.
Oh, Steelers?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we don't really know what our running game is because we don't know what our new coaching staff is going to implement. And our line's still really shaky. I mean, a lot of people are saying we got this juggernaut line, but in all actuality, no Frederick. We don't know who our left guard's going to be. All we really know, we don't know how many games Tyler Smith is going to miss. I mean, I hate to be a Debbie Downer or whatnot, but those are things that Tyler Smith is going to miss at least 3 games every year.
Well, see, that's the reason why they went and got Cameron Irvin. They went and got guys. They did what they did. They drafted a guy. They got, you know, another swing tackle. So, you know, just in case something happens with Tyron Smith, the coaching staff feels like they can sleep a little easier. You know, you got a former first-round draft pick there. Now, granted, he ain't nowhere near as good as Tyron Smith, but who is? You know?
But that's what I'm getting at, though. Like, think about it. Like, all right, we drafted Connor Williams, and we thought he was going to be this great guard. And, you know, actually, he's been probably just a little bit above average. I mean, just because Johnson was better don't mean that the continuity is going to be what it is. Like, that's why I keep saying we're not this great line that everybody thinks we are. And we can be able to run over everybody. Like, this ain't 2016. Like, we have not been that line since Brian Leary was here.
I got you.
Every time we face a good front, we get not done with it. So, I mean, that's just kind of how I feel about it. So, in order to go into that Pittsburgh game, it's like, to say, like, they can't stop us from running, like, in all actuality, like, we really only run that way against teams with sorry front. Maybe Pittsburgh has a sorry front, I don't know. Because I haven't followed Pittsburgh that well, but, I mean, if they have a somewhat decent front, we haven't shown in the last couple of years that we can run that well.
Well, they drafted Chase Claypool, didn't they?
I'm not, you know, because I know they started in the second round, but I have to go back and see what Pittsburgh did.
Because if that's the case, him and Juju, that's going to be a nice little tandem in that wide receiver core they got out there. But they still need another guy though. Now we got a bye week 10. I like having the bye week there, right? Because I think anywhere between week 8 and earlier sucks. because having early bye weeks is not good for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, having it week 10, it's closer to Thanksgiving. And you know that when we have that Thanksgiving stretch, it's that 3 short weeks of games that like tire the Cowboys out. So as we go into week 11, we just talked about it. They're playing at the Vikings, November 22nd, 3:25 Central Time. So we know the Vikings, that's going to be a sleeper game as well.
Absolutely. And the one thing I kind of don't like about our schedule, too, that you got to kind of factor in, is how choppy it is. Like there'll be a stretch where we have, maybe 3 home games in a row, and then we're going on the road for, 3 games, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, something like that.
Yeah, I hate it. Last year, we were it was almost like back-to-back. It was like home, away, home, away, home, away, away, home, away, home. Like, that's how they used to do it before. Now it's like we got a stretch with, literally almost 4 straight home games. It's like 3 straight home games, and then you got 2 away games at a division rival. Like, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, Jake, definitely good bye week. Always week 10 is good.
The game that really has me shaking my boots, really, because it's going to mean something. Obviously, coming out of the Thanksgiving week, is that Ravens game here on that Thursday night.
So I'm getting to that now. So week 12, Thanksgiving, we're playing against the Redskins. Thursday afternoon, 3:30 Central Time. Now, it's always good to play the Redskins on Thanksgiving. I feel like this year is going to be interesting too, because you got both teams with new coaching staffs, and the Redskins on paper, they got a really good defense on paper. So we'll see if that transitions or that transitions into real life. If they can put all that together. They got a lot of Alabama guys on that defense, so we'll see what happens.
Man, look, all they really have needed over the last couple of years is the coach to really put it together, because they have been drafting well for a long time, in my opinion. They just haven't had the organization around it.
Right.
But they've been bringing in some players, bro. And like I said, that's a good front right there. When healthy. We actually caught them a couple times, when they weren't healthy. But when they're healthy, it's a really good front.
Yeah, I agree. Chase Young, Ms. Jackie said Chase Young will be tough. He definitely will be tough. But again, it ain't just him. You still got they got Tim Settles. They got Tim Settles
on the bench, coming off the bench. They got Ionitis.
They still got Ionitis. Oh my God. Yo, they got some defensive guys over there. So don't.
Who's the guy they drafted?
Who them?
They're going to outside backer. The outside backer.
They drafted Chase Young.
No, I'm talking about the year before. Last year, who did they draft? It was the outside backer they got. He was starting to come into his own.
You talking about Tim Settles? Oh, Sweat.
Sweat. Yeah. Sweat, yeah. So they're going to be tough, bro. I'm not sleeping on the Redskins.
I'm not sleeping on their defense, but their offense needs some work, though. We don't know who's going to throw the ball for them yet.
And Haskins coming with it. I think I'm actually, who's going to throw the ball and who's going to run the ball for him? Because,
who knows?
But that defense is going to be really, really, that defense is going to be good. I think that defense is going to turn around real fast.
Yeah. And then you mess around and you play a good defense like that. You turn around week 13 and you got to come to DMV and you got to play at Baltimore on the very next Thursday, December 3rd, at the Ravens. That's going to be a hard game.
Yeah.
Woo.
And this is another one too, ET. Because that Ravens game is going to be tough. But after that, we go to the Bengals. Now, everybody's probably thinking, Bengals, that's an easy one. Bro, we have a hard-ass time playing in Cincinnati. Ever since I've been a fan, I don't know if you remember, it's always been tough playing there.
I don't remember the last few times, because we've beat the Bengals pretty good the last couple of times we played them. You remember? Well, I remember the last time that we played them. Wasn't that when Jerry Brown died?
I just remember the last time we beat them good, it was in Dallas. But before that,
yeah. So the game in Dallas, was when the practice squad player died. He got killed in a car crash with Josh Brent.
Yeah, that was at Cincy, and that was a tough game.
That was at Cincy because I remember they flew right. They had his jersey on the bench.
That wasn't that supposed to be a strewing game for us?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
It was not easy then.
Ms. Jackie said it was 2016 the last time we played.
Yeah, that was in Dallas, and we blew the doors off. We weren't supposed to win that game. I remember that. The Bengals were supposed to be this real tough team. It was supposed to be Dak and Zeke's first test, really. Or they were trying to see if Dak can rise up to the challenge, and we blew the doors off. I remember that.
Yeah. So we'll put a question mark behind the Bengals because we don't know what they're going to do. They got the young quarterback and Joe Burrow now, so maybe Andy Dalton got some inside scoops on the Bengals because he's been there so long. Maybe he could give us some the inside track on that one. So week 15.
The only real reason I really think that one is tough, too. Sorry to cut you off. But the only reason I really think it's tough is because it comes right after the race. That's the only reason I'm like, that's the sleeper game right there because that's 2 road games in a row against 2 kind of it's physical divisional guys.
Oh, I get what you're saying. It's not just the team you're playing; it's the fact that like you're tired physically from already traveling and all that. I got you.
I know it's like 10 days, but still, like that's 2 road games in 10 days. Like that's tough.
But that's weird for them to have the home game at Thanksgiving and then 2 back-to-back away games. You would think that one of those would be a home game.
That's how it used to be. They used to roll us into we would have like 2 home games in a row. So that game before, that Sunday game, used to be a home game, and then we got the Thanksgiving game, which was obviously a home game. But now they started chopping that up where we go away, and then we come right back and have a short week at home. If you look at the Reds, we go away Vikings, Redskins, then away again. And then we got 49ers at home.
Yeah, so that's what I was getting to. So week number 15, we got the San Francisco 49ers, December 20th, 7:20 p.m. Eastern Central Time. Now, that's going to be a hard game as well.
I know. So it's like all these games are adding up into hard games and hard games. And it's like, I can see why people think it's easy, but there's some sleeper, I would say some sleeper like situations that could derail us if things aren't going to plan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. As Jackie said, they have projected to win 5 games, Cincinnati.
Yeah. And if we get everybody's best game, that's one thing that I do know. That's prime time for everybody. Everybody and their mama will be watching the game, so players are always amped up to play that.
Hold on, y'all. The OG is in the chat. Mark Holmes.
Mark Holmes.
What up, Mark? Mark said he liked the schedule.
Man, I liked the schedule last year, and then we got beat by the Dagon Jets and the Bears, which I thought was shooting.
Yeah. Now look, check this out. So then you go to week 16 and week 17, we got back-to-back division games versus the Eagles and then versus the Giants. Now, we know that Giants game will more than likely get flexed depending on how the year plays out.
Yeah, absolutely, which it could mean a lot. And being there, and then this is also another rematch to Jason Garrett against his old team. I mean, that could be a really emotional game there.
So Mark, since you're in the chat, let me know what you think. What you think about the schedule? Yeah, I know you said you like it, but how do you think the Cowboys are going to fare with that? I know it's probably too early to say, but just give us a guess if you have one. If not, it's cool. But when I look at this schedule, like when I really look at it, like as of right now, we have 5 primetime games, right?
Yes.
The thing that makes the schedule difficult, and a lot of people say that it's kind of easy, but you look at some of the teams we play, I get where they're coming from, but the difficulty is going to come with is the traveling. You have
Yeah.
these stretches of home games, and you have these stretches of away games. As soon as you hit Thanksgiving, that's when the issue's gonna hit the fan. Because from week 12 to week 17, it's hard games because you have not necessarily, like I said, the Bengals is a toss-up because of the situation, but they're gonna be physically and mentally tired going into that game, trying to go to Cincinnati, and then you got to come back home to San Fran, and you're home against the Eagles, and then you go away to the Giants. So,
and you want to know what else too about all these places you got to travel to?
Yeah,
the only team that got a damn dome is the Vikings. Everybody else is outside. It's in cold.
Wait, say that again.
It's gonna be. I said the only team in that stretch that you're talking about. When you said week, I think week 12, but I'm gonna go with Vikings in week 11. The only team that has a dome is the Vikings. So everybody else is going to be in cold, windy places.
That's true. And, well, at least the Redskins at home. Like I said, week 12 game, that is.
Yep. And then the other home game is what the
Are we really asking questions about who do we give credit to if we lose, and who do we give credit to if we win? Come on, y'all.
We got to play the games first. That's the beauty of football.
Just play the game. Like at this point, right? You're not going to know who's going to be to blame, and it don't matter right now. You're not going to know until you get into the game. So
absolutely,
you're not going to know until you play the game. So at this point, let's just be homers and be optimistic about our team going into the year. Why are we thinking negative right now? We shouldn't. You shouldn't have anything to think negative about. Look at all the positivity we got. We had a great offseason, guys. I just said that we really within our free agents, 6 of them were former first-round draft picks, and you got them on cheap deals. You had a very good draft that I'm pretty sure that most of these guys are going to give you production within the next couple of years, if not the first year.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, we blame Ginger, but think about it, Jake. We've dealt with Jason Garrett running this team for a decade, right? What has changed with the Dallas Cowboys in the decade that Jason Garrett is here? The players, correct? But it's the same result. You get player after player after player, but we keep getting 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. What does that tell you? Obviously, it was the coaching. Because you're changing all these other things, right? But the only thing that stayed the same was the clapper. So let's use common sense and just take the narrative out and just say that maybe Jason Garrett was the fault. Now, granted that like he wasn't the play caller, but still it was his philosophy. It was his game plan. And if it's your game plan, that's what you're going with. The defensive coaches to blame. Marinelli is gone for a reason. Got your players playing 10 yards off the ball. Not switching up at halftime. How many times have we been watching the Cowboy game where they go to halftime and they come back out and do the same damn thing?
The only guy who's still here is Kevin.
Here come Drew again. Keeps saying the same damn things in the chat. Is Dak signed yet? What the like? Come on, y'all. Can we talk with some type of like girth? Can we talk with substance? Why are we keep saying the dumbest things over and over again? But you want to, as skeptical fan, you already know, bro. You want to know what's frustrating? Do you really want to know what's frustrating? Us dealing with that decade with Jason Garrett. You got a whole new coaching staff, had a great offseason, a great draft, and we still bitching and complaining as a fan base. Why? Let's be optimistic and see what happens. If we fail again, then we can figure out what happened then. Now, you also have to understand, too, with COVID-19 being here, this coaching staff really hasn't been allowed to, like, interact with these players and see what they got going on. It's really hard to do that. So,
I know.
I mean,
and that's the one thing I was talking about with the line is that we don't know what we have there until they really get reps together.
Right.
Because in all actuality, when we look at it, it's the same, we're going to go into the same situation that we've always done, where it's one or two pieces where we don't know where they're at. Like the Looney's solid. We don't know what the left guard's going to be like. We don't know how many games Pound's on this. Like, I mean, they really got to get some reps. You know, a lot of them are young guys. Connie McGovern has never seen a snap in a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are some things that I worry about as far as the coaches not really getting a chance to work with them.
Right, and that's the biggest thing. Now, Jay, my brother, Jay, I hear what you're saying, right? But let's not worry about how long we put up with Mike McCarthy. He ain't done a damn thing yet. Outside of drafting great players so far, he has put his finger on this team already. He's already made things better without even actually playing a game yet. So look at the bigger picture. Stop looking at and I understand, Jake. I get it, and Derek clarified it as well. 10 years of Jason Garrett would do that to you. We are so brainwashed with what has happened in the past. We can't even feel good yet. And I get it. You guys want to see the substance. I get it. We can wait for the season and for the games. But my job as a YouTuber is to talk about these things. DMV's job as a YouTuber is to talk about these things. That's why you guys are listening to me right now, because we're talking about the things that make sense. We're trying to bring to light the bigger picture of what we're talking about. Basically, when it comes to the changes that have been made, because again, we finally made a change. Can we at least be happy about that? DMV?
Yeah, I'm with you on that, bro. I'm 100% on that. And the one thing is, this coaching staff, for the most part, Mike McCarthy has always been a very good coach. Always been a very good coach. So I'm very anxious to see the staff that he brought in and what they're able to bring to the table. Because ultimately, I can't tell you how many times we played against Green Bay, and I felt jealous that they actually had a real football coach, and we didn't. You know what I'm saying? I've always felt jealous of that. The fact that we have that now is something to look forward to.
Right.
But I think somebody brought up in where they said that we didn't have a great offseason because Dak isn't signed yet. I somewhat agree with that. I'd say we have had a really good one. Him getting signed would top everything off for me. Because I do believe he's our quarterback of the future. Whether a lot of people don't believe it or not, I think that he's shown growth over the years. And the one thing that you can't really replace that he has is leadership. Yeah. You got a guy that can lead, that the guys will follow, that will be the glue, that will get everybody to come together and follow a common goal. That's the guy that you want, whether he's as accurate as you think he is or what. I think that he's shown you that he is enough to win games. Now, you know what I mean? Now we just the organization has to do what they need to do to get him signed. And I think you'll see major strides with the team and the organization once they do that. Yeah.
And this is the thing. Jerry Jones knows that his time is limited. And as far as Dak Prescott goes, he is just entering into his prime right now. Now, granted, his contract is not signed yet. Whether he does that or sign a franchise tag, he's still your starting quarterback, at least for this year. But at the same time, they do need to get that contract done because that's the missing key here, because it starts and ends with Dak Prescott, period. Jake, it's definitely all about the change. Derek said it. So we're so used to losing under Garrett, we don't even know that we are winning right now, bro. And I know, and I get y'all gripe. I get it. But when we're talking about this, you have to understand that the team is doing something different right now. It's not the same as what it was last season. And you're going to see that within the offense and the defense. And I think that Edwin brought that up too. He said, as long as the defense is good, we good. And that's the thing. We're not going to be playing 10 yards off the ball. Matter of fact, let me go back and show you guys. So we were talking about the free agents that we got. Clinton Dix, Melvin Worsley, Maurice Canaday. All three of those guys are press man corners. and safeties with Ha Clinton Dix. These guys are pressers. These guys are physical. They get up in your face, and they're over 6 foot tall. So this is what this deep. Everything has changed. The shortest guy on that defense right now is Jordan Lewis. And Jordan Lewis is young. I mean, small, but he still got heart. He got heart. He got heart like a 6'5" dude. I was about to say the N-word. But
you was about to, hey, Jones, I know you was not about to bring out that T.I. lyric.
I was about to hit T.I. on him. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to stop myself. But look, I get excited sometimes. But this is the thing. This is the thing, y'all. Like, real talk. You look at the guys that we got. Look at what we got. Just sit back for a second and see the changes on defense. I'm about to cry, yo. This is great. See what we're doing on defense, y'all. Like, it's enough to just be happy about right now. You know what I mean? Like, we're not a Marinelli system. We're not a Tampa 2 defense anymore, guys. Get over it. Just throw it out the window. Think of Mike Nolan. Think of Maurice Lindquist. Think of Al Harris. Think of Jim Tom Sula. That's what we're dealing with right now. That's what we're dealing with.
Whoa. You don't got to worry about teams sending a whole bunch of motion out where we still staying in the base for points.
You sure don't. It's called adjustments, baby. And that's what we're doing. And, you know, I don't think anybody in this chat that is a Dallas Cowboy fan is a bandwagon. So, you know, yeah, Shay said it. Some Cowboy fans are never happy. Now, I don't know where the defense was slow as hell. But they're not anymore. And it's not that they were slow. It's just that the way they were playing, the scheme was terrible. If you go back and listen to what's the boy name that we had that didn't make the team that we thought was what's his name? The safety. He's got his own podcast or whatever. And he had Kayvon Frazier on there. And Kayvon Frazier basically said how everything transpired on that defense since he got drafted to the Cowboys. George Iloka. Right. George Iloka. George Iloka's podcast. So George Iloka asked him basically to let us know, and I already knew this was happening because I pay attention, but the majority of the fan base didn't realize that, like, the coaching staff was making them do all these crazy things that didn't make sense. Playing 10 yards off the ball, not changing the defense and fitting to what the offense was doing. We kept getting gashed up the damn middle. Leaving our guys on the island, and the way that Kayvon Frazier played it, and the way he said it was the way that the DBs had to play their positions on the field. They basically there was no room for error, no room for mistake. So if they were out of position just for a second, and I don't care how long you played football, right? You're gonna make a mistake sometimes, right? You're gonna you're gonna miss a read. You're gonna think that the ball's going somewhere and it doesn't. Now, that back end was predicated on not making no mistakes. Last thing I heard, we're not robots, right? We're human. So humans